shit go. Shout out DG probably touch me. Don't even look at me. You already know this shit go. Back the fuck up. All you bum assholes, all you goofy ass niggas. Drums, we got sticks, ayy, ayy. We got drums, ayy, 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 ayy. We got drums, we got sticks, ayy, ayy, ayy. Bitch don't run, you get hit, ayy. I fell in love with my blick, ayy, ayy, ayy. We been through all type of shit, ayy, ayy, ooh. Ain't no day suck this dick, bitch, ayy, ayy. And that straight, this bitch stick shit, ayy, ayy. You should see the way this bitch trips, ayy, ayy. Ain't no ride home, you getting a left, bitch, ayy.
Billionaire Charlie, man. We'll talk about it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button for me, man. Why they call me the wise man? It's the topic, man. The wise man is what I'm calling me, man. I give a lot of wisdom, man. You know what I mean? My whole life, I always been a person that been very observant. I mean, I observe things very clearly, man. You can talk to me, have a conversation, and I analyze it in my brain, and I break it down, and I give it back to you. And I've been this type of person my whole entire life. Anybody that was going through a relationship problem or anything was going on, if they talk to me in conversation with me, I break it down and give it back to them what they've seen and what's going on. And I've always been a guy like this. And even with kids growing up, when I see different parents with kids and stuff of that nature, I can tell you what they're going to be or what they're going to do before they even actually do it because it's the traits of the kid, you know what I'm saying? I can identify things that people don't really can identify. Like, I see certain traits in people that like I say, it's all off experience. You know what I'm saying? What make you such a wise individual is like your experience teach you things and you learn them. Like I say, everything is not 100% accurate, but 98% of the time, what you see is just a pattern of something of the past. So most of the times that you're dealing with situations, it's just a pattern. For instance, I'm gonna give you a prime example. You can have a person, right? They grew up in a house with a mama and a stepdad or something like that. And that stepdad could have been abusive to the mother. I mean, the child, the boy, the young boy that grew up watching his mom being beat up by a man. When he grew up, he either gonna go two different ways. He either gonna take on the pattern of the man that beat up the woman, or he gonna be a guy that's gonna be very protective. A lot of times you get a guy like that, a situation like that, the guy end up picking up those traits of being abusive themselves because they have been abused. About 97% of the time, a man end up doing the abuse. Even a person that have been mistreated in a sexual way, sometimes they grow up doing the same things when they become older. That's why I always tell people you should always watch who your kids around and be observant of things that's going around and pay attention to your kids a lot of times because they're telling you a story, each action and each thing that they do. Like for instance, I have family members and friends. There's certain people that I grew up around that I knew that was very irresponsible. As kids, they was always the type of people that would forget something over here, do this over there. Then they was always nonchalant about it. As they become adults, they had that same pattern where they was forgetting stuff or losing stuff, and it's that same character. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people don't take the time to coach their kids into becoming the person that be able to be responsible. They just living life each and every day with no responsibility. And like I say, man, I see a lot of kids, a lot of people that grew up around me that blame their parents for their downfall. You know what I'm saying? Or why they're not successful or why they don't have things. And I always look them in the eye and I tell them this, man. When you become a man and when you become a woman, you're your own responsibility. And you may be mad about what happened in the past, but you have to take it upon yourself to make yourself the best of who you can possibly make it. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit around all day. Oh, my mama wasn't there. Oh, my daddy wasn't there. I'm not going to be able to. No. You go out there. If you want to go to school, go to college, go do all of that. Because it's take your determination to change your life. You can't live off the past. Oh, my mama didn't do this. Oh, my daddy didn't do this. So what? Your daddy and mama didn't do that, so you're going to be a failure? You're going to be in a homeless shelter? You see what I'm saying? I don't blame my mother for me being in the homeless shelter. I don't blame my mother, father for none of my faults or none of my flaws. I take responsibility for my own failures because I am a man. I can't sit around all day and say my dad wasn't there, my mom wasn't there. I can't do that all day. I mean, that made me less of a person to keep trying to put something on somebody else. Like I say, I seen kids that grew up doing that. Oh, my mama did this, or my mama, daddy did this, so I can't be successful. Your mama did this and that. That should motivate you to be even more successful. You see what I'm saying? Why would you be more in tune to failure than success when you can take care of yourself and not have to depend on somebody else to feed you or to do things for you? It's a sad thing when you gotta depend on somebody else, man. Because that when they wanna feed you, they gonna feed you. When they don't wanna feed you, they not gonna feed you. But if you can feed yourself, you can do everything on your own time. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, I always had the trait of being able to give good advice in situations like that because that's who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? That's my character. I've always been a good, calm, laid back individual, man. But sometimes people take me to that point because they're not using their brain and using it in a positive way. They always going into the negative, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I blame parents for things too, man. So don't get me wrong, I blame parents for things too. But like I said, you can't live a whole life blaming your parents. Like sometimes I be feeling like this, man. If you got a kid, daughter, son, or whatever, and you know they got issues here and there, and you're not doing your part in finding them the situation to help them, then you are blamed for them becoming the person that they become. Yes, but they still had to take it upon themselves to change. But you are part of what made them into what they are. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say, man, if your kid got a little issue here and there, go get them help. Don't allow this to spiral. Because like I always tell, I tell my wife, I tell everybody, man, it's cute when they're kids. But when they get older and they doing that same stuff, oh, it's not cute no more. They grown man doing that stuff, it's like, it ain't cute anymore. And people gonna really not want to be around you. You're just gonna be like a scumbag individual. And that's why I always tell people, man, you got kids, take pride in them. You know what I'm saying? And really, if they got issues here and there, get them the help that they need. You feel what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I always think people in our culture, a lot of times, they run away from help instead of going towards it. And they always think it's like something evil for a person to actually get assistance. It's like a person that's going through like traumatization or something they've been around. I'm like, all right, go ahead, take them to the therapist, get somebody to talk to that can help them. Nah, I ain't gonna take them there. They don't need no therapist. Then they grow up and be messed up in their head because they never had that outlet like that. And then people don't have the time to sit down with them and do what a therapist would do. And this is why I keep saying parents don't be parents nowadays. They just kind of throw their kids to the wolves. I mean, thinking everything's going to be all right when it's not going to be all right. You might make a monster by doing stuff like that, like a real live monster, by not being considerate of their feelings and their emotions. That's why it's like it's always cue to be on cue with these type of situations. And a lot of people are not on cue when it comes to this. And this is why I always call it despicable. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, a lot of people always call me the wise guy, the wise man. You know what I'm saying? Because I just got a lot of knowledge and a lot of information, man. I can always analyze a situation and give you the feedback to it. But like I say, a lot of times with the kids and relationships and things of that nature, it's all a pattern in what they experienced when they was growing up. Like they was growing up and they been around their parents that never been together, never had relationships, never had a real relationship, never been married. They don't really understand. There's some people that didn't really have their mother and stuff around, so they don't know how to love people, stuff like that. They don't have those feelings like that. And then you got people, man, that never been, their mamas and daddy never been married or anything, so they can't identify with connection like that. And there's people that only seen dysfunctional things, so all they can connect to is dysfunction. And this is why I say you gotta grow up as a person to understand that you deserve better and you can have better. If you put the potential and put the effort into that, man, and then you will start to see different things change. But like I always say, man, it's easy to be better than to go into those direction of evil, man. You know what I'm saying? But people always choose evil before good. I never could understand it, you know what I'm saying? They just think it's more exciting to the end result. And they find out they got a disease or got this type of addiction. It's like it don't pay off to go in those bad directions like that, man. But like I say, man, I love y'all, man. Put God first, family, and finances, man. Much respect. One love.